spooky, spooky.
Okay. So, let me play the curtain. Ha ha ha.
Oh, it's green.
Because it's Halloween. I can make adjustments. Thank you very much. And look, now we're here. I couldn't find a better Halloween background. This is the best you're gonna get.
That's nice. I like that.
That you're
all
small?
the tinted.
Well, yes.
I like all the tintedness.
We have to be. It's dark. It's spooky, and it's minimal
Halloween.
effort because I didn't want to have to do extra work.
Fair enough.
But yeah,
Hi, Mikey.
spooky season. Hello. It's not Halloween, but it's gonna be. Guess what? Sarah's not gonna be here on Halloween.
I'm not. I'm gonna be doing the scariest thing of all, driving.
I mean, it could be worse. You could get into an accident, but
No.
I'm pretty sure the last time I went for like a drive over an hour, I did almost get into an accident because it was raining so hard that the car behind me hydroplaned. It was like, I was driving, and there was like a puddle of water, and there was me. I went over it, and I realized what was gonna happen soon enough that I was able to like slow down. So I didn't hydroplane that much. And then the car behind me slowed down enough, so that was fine. But then the car behind that one did not, and I swatched as it rammed into the back of the car that was behind me. I'm like, that was so close to being me.
I mean, you could have just sped up faster in the rain.
That would have made it worse.
I mean, have you checked the forecast for the day that you're driving?
No, but I don't think it's gonna rain.
I don't think it's gonna rain, considering it's not rained since, you know, the canes that blew through. But yeah, anyways, are you gonna end up? I don't think you are, because you're still gonna be up there by the time November 3rd.
In regards to what?
That Sunday. Next Sunday.
Yeah, no, I'm still gonna be up there.
Yeah.
We've talked about this.
I know, but I'm just trying to think of who I'm substituting. Anyways. Weekly obsession time.
Unless you want to have like my parents on the pod as well.
I don't think, you know, let's not do that. We're not going that far in either direction.
I agree.
Let's start with Faye. What's your weekly obsession?
Currently, I guess, Once Human is taking up a lot of my attention.
Because you haven't invited anyone else to get on with you other than Rose.
Well, I mean, I didn't invite Rose to get on the game. She's just
That's
on
she's
when I get on.
always on.
Well, that's the thing. Nobody else is obsessed as I am, aside from Rose, I guess. And honestly, yeah, I think Rose is worse than I am because she's always on, and she was like level 20 when I was still level 2 or something. But yeah, no, it's been taking up my attention. I like would rather be playing it than doing most anything else. No.
That's where it's going.
No. That
It's
is not
okay.
true.
You're
But I
allowed
am
to
planning
admit
on playing it with you guys tonight.
I don't know. Rose is gonna outdo all of us. All of
Oh,
the things, all
absolutely.
the places I want to go are
Actually,
gonna be below her level.
No, yeah, so we went to the theme park that's there, right? And I was not having beforehand, I think yesterday, I went to this place and I got fucking murdered. I got destroyed. I was like, oh shit, okay, I need to make better stuff. And I started like researching and going through everything and what the fuck do I need so that the hypothermia could leave me the fuck alone.
You make the thermal stone.
It's the thermal stone, but you also want the lamp. But I don't know how to get the ore that it uses. But I had like 140 of it somehow, some way, and I was like, oh, okay, well, at least I have some. So while we were doing the theme park, she kept dying to things, and I was like, Rose, what is going on? And then she died to hypothermia, and I was like, Rose, have you made the lamp? So yeah, so you know, she's just having a good time. So as long as everybody's having a good time, everything will be fine.
I mean, I wasn't having a good time when I went to the park alone and died. Because guess what? No one else was on.
Was this at like
Well-
3 in the goddamn morning?
No, it was literally in the afternoon. And I was there, and then I eventually brute forced my way through it. I found the mystical crate, and then I died. But you know what? I got the main thing that I wanted to get. And it wasn't even that good. It was for something that I already had. But yeah. My weekly obsession, not a song, believe it or not.
Oh.
And it's also not Once Human. It's The Sims, because I've been invested in trying to, because I'm waiting for the Life or Death pack to come out, you know, so we can get it illegally. And
Yeah.
I have this, I had this couple where the main guy that I had actually made, I went into like hardcore detail of making him kind of like an annoyance to be around, but he's extremely good at getting skills really fast. So like he's a perfectionist, he's like has like high skill building improvement things where it's like lower in the beginning but then higher later on. And I started him out in like a micro home because you gain like a bunch of skills faster when you're in that.
Oh, yeah.
And so he's like maxed on at least 15 to 20 skills at this point. And he's also a spellcaster because I wanted even more brokenness. And maxed him out in that field too. And then he found love, or supposedly. I don't know if they're really in love. Their relationship bar goes down very fast. But they had a kid together after I deleted their first kid because it was ugly. And they had a kid because I had to have a science baby together, and I looked at what he was gonna look like when he was older, and I was like, I don't like that. And so I deleted him. And what I did instead was I went into Cass and I made a genetic crossover child between them that wasn't a baby because I didn't want to have to deal with dealing like an infant, because I'm not about that life. I don't care about the poopy diaper. So I made them into a child, not a toddler, because that's also a separate issue. And I specifically did it until I was like, oh, you're gonna turn out to look nice. And then I put them in the world. And so I've basically been working on like making that child specifically like maxed out in as much of the childhood stuff that you can, so that when the Life and Death pack comes out, he can be like a super sim reaper person, you know. And so that's gonna be fun. But yeah,
Because only wants pretty kids.
I only want pretty children.
He goes around like, and he's...
Oh, go ahead.
What?
I was gonna say you could just give them plastic surgery when they're older. Why?
No, because that's more effort. I'd rather them be pretty, like born pretty.
What do you mean? It's just called cast.full edit mode, and then
yeah, the cast that's still me having to edit every single detail of their face until they look pretty. If they just randomly turn out nice looking, then I don't have to deal with that mess.
I can't help it. I will go in and fix what I want them to have.
I don't barely touch them as is.
Yeah, that's a you problem. I have specific wants and desires.
I used to really get into like the cast parts of The Sims, and now I'm at that point where I'm like, the cast annoys me. I just want to get to playing it.
I mean, what part about it annoys you?
There's so many, like the fact that it's there. You can edit a lot, but you honestly can't edit that much. Like, cause I grew up with The Sims 3 cast, which was a lot more in depth.
Yeah.
And so it just I can't get exactly what I want in The Sims 4. So it just kind of annoys me. It's like, let me just pick stuff that is close enough, I guess, and go about my day.
I mean, that's what all the custom content's for, though.
You've seen my computer.
I also don't have any custom content installed because it kept fucking with the Reaper Rewards event.
Yeah, I got rid of all of them.
So I put all of my mods in a folder, and I've just been playing, not base game, because, you know, I have all of the illegally downloaded packs, but I've been playing base game in the sense of no mods. So, you know, it's fine. I just like making outfits. I think making outfits is really fun to me. And the makeup and stuff that goes with it.
I like playing it and then like crafting a story around them.
I mean, I can make a story in Cass. Are you kidding me? Hates children.
Oh, that's just you.
Exactly. That's one of the traits I had when I made me. And by the way, I'm so sad that the the entirety of the Reaper's Rewards out of me trying to fix it fucked up with the thing and deleted the entirety of the McMansion household, because now that was our only picture as to what Hida and Rose looked like, and now we don't have that anymore.
You don't have them saved into like your library?
No, apparently the only thing that I had saved was Mermaid and Tony and all of the cats. All of the rest of them, no.
Well,
Wow.
we could always do it again.
That would take forever.
It took so long the first time, and you want him to do it again?
Oh my gosh. I would try, but it wouldn't be the same, because I would know they don't look the same. But there's more outfits. Because there's more stuff. But yeah.
Be more cost.
What's your weekly obsession, Sarah?
It's Warframe.
Wow. That's...
Don't wow me.
Well, listen, okay, I've heard from people that I know that also play Warframe / played Warframe because they stopped playing it, is that it's very grindy and there are technically some like pay to win aspects.
So, for a base, I've only started playing this week. So I'm still obviously getting into it. But from what I've been told about it, is that yes, it is very grindy. However, it has a lot of collection aspect that I like. I don't mind grindy. And the actual... Mike is very excited about me playing Warframe.
Apparently.
And the actual mechanics make me feel like a badass. And it's also very customizable to your kind of playstyle. Which I very much enjoy. And there is a premium currency that you can pay for. However, there is a way to trade it between players. So what people do is they'll grind for maybe something that's really difficult to get. And then there is a online shop for it, and then you can trade it, and you can get the premium currency by trading that.
Oh my gosh.
So in a way, if I play my cards right, I don't have to pay for shit.
Yeah, but that's a lot of work, considering I would assume people would only give that stuff for things that are like really hard to get.
I haven't actually looked at it, but like I don't think so. I think a lot of it is the stuff to make warframes, from what I've seen.
To Warframe what?
So there's a lot of warframes, and in order to, you have to build your warframes more often than not. The warframes are the actual characters that you play.
Okay.
So like I only have one warframe.
But you can
but
make multiple?
I have the blueprints to make other warframes. But in order to make the warframes, you need to then make the components to make the warframe, and it's usually like 4 parts of it. And each of those parts you have to make from other stuff. So you need to get the blueprints for those parts, so you can use them with the blueprint for the warframe. And that's why it's very grindy, because you have to make every individual part, and it takes real time to do it.
Well, that's the other thing that I know, that I've seen as a common theme with people that have played Warframe and or play it, is that it's very feast or famine, in the sense of you will either have 4,000 plus hours or like 7, like Shini, where she was like, it was fun, I couldn't get that far into it.
I am enjoying it. As of right now, I'm really enjoying it. And the thing that annoys me the most at the moment, and is there resource people? Okay, well, Mikey, you'll have to tell me about it. But the part that annoys me the most right now is that you have to use the premium currency to buy more Warframe and weapon slots, which I think is annoying. That you have to like actively use it to unlock, because my friend did the math, and in order to collect everything like I want to, I would need like 3,000 of the premium currency.
Which is like how much in terms of real life money?
I think around 1,500 was like 40, so probably around maybe 80 to 100 bucks.
I mean, all things considered, that's not that bad, but if you're aiming to not pay anything, like, I feel like that would take forever.
One of the things I've also heard about is that there's daily login rewards, and sometimes the daily login reward will be like a really big discount on the premium currency. So if I was going to buy any of the premium currency, it's probably going to be when I have that really big discount.
Well, that's a lot of time.
Fair enough.
Anyways.
And if I like it enough, I don't have an issue, especially since it's a very old game that has been going for a while now.
Far
Yeah.
too long.
It's because it's been going for 11 years.
Dang.
And so it's kind of like Minecraft in that sense.
I don't know.
That's the only sense where it's been going for a while and it keeps getting
I was
updated.
about to say, I've seen more frame plays and stuff. It's not.
No.
It is not Minecraft at all.
Oddly enough, like the grinding aspect, the thing I would equate it to the most, I think, is honestly probably Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Probably to some extent.
Because you have stuff like Nookazon and everything that you can use, and you can trade between actual players to get what you want.
But
And
that-
you
okay,
have
that's
to
for,
spend
like,
real time and
Hardcore
everything.
people that like really want stuff.
You don't think the Warframe thing is also like it?
No, I'm absolutely with the people that you see playing the games. But I think there's also probably just as many, if not slightly less, casual players that are just vibing. I would hope, at least. Although maybe that's the reason why it stayed around for so long, that it's mainly just the crazy players.
I can see
As-
that.
As of right now, other than the Warframe slot, I have all of my weapon slots filled. And I have the blueprints to make a lot more weapons. And so I'm trying to, as Mikey mentioned, the battle pass that there is. Because there's kind of a battle pass, but it's like completely optional and everything. And it will give you, on it right now is 2 free battle pass slots. But unfortunately, I'm at that point where I've done all of the weekly challenges that I can do. And the rest of the ones there, I haven't unlocked. So I can't actually do them, so I just kind of have to wait until they refresh. Well, but like some of them are really easy. Like you get because I've unlocked 3 planets, because that's kind of the progression is you unlock planets. And I've unlocked 3 planets, and I'm at the point where my second to last thing that I just did was I got a dog. Or a Kerbo, as it's called, Cubro, whatever it is, but I call it my dog. And I named him Pleeble, and I love him dearly, and I'm working on leveling him up.
What happens when you level them up?
You can get to a max level of 30, and their stats go up, but the more important thing is that they get more room to put what are called mods on them.
Mm-hmm.
And so everything has like a certain set of mod slots, and you collect them by just playing the game. And they each do different things, and you can upgrade them and everything, but they cost a certain amount of, like, let's call it energy to put it onto it, and everything has only a certain limit that it can hold. So like when you have like a level 0 weapon, you have like my sword when I first got it only had 2 energy, so I could only put a mod on it that had only a cost of 2.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the biggest thing, is because also the better mods cost more energy to put on it. So, and the mods are really the thing that give you your power, because you can add status, you can increase like your ammo, all that kind of stuff.
I wonder if you... Obviously, I'm not going to say it's the exact same, but I think there's similar aspects, including tying it back to Minecraft too. Do you know No Man's Sky?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wonder if you'd like that game. Because I've played it a couple of times. I've gone through multiple phases where I've gone in and out of it. And it's very large in terms of things you can do and like events that are constantly going on, because they keep adding more stuff for development. Because it was that same game that, I don't know if you guys remember this, but like it came out after they had praised trailers and stuff of all the new features and stuff that it would have, and it was like a shell of what it was advertised as.
Yeah.
But
that.
because of that, the developers like kept working on it, and they keep adding new and free updates like every couple of months, to the point where it's like well beyond what it was initially advertised at this point. But it's very exploration and collectible heavy, and it all revolves around like going to different planets and finding new stuff. And
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of it.
and you can also collect, because there's like a zillion different things to find on these planets, because they're actually randomly generated planets that have like completely random flora, fauna, all that stuff, and all of them have like different animals and things that you can like tame as pets, and you can make bases on different planets and stuff in different solar systems. And it has a weird lore to it too. I just feel like you would immediately want to get a lot of things in that game, of which even I don't know how you would be able to get that, but I don't know, it just seems like something
The biggest reason I am liking Warframe so much is partially because it's a game I can actually play.
Yeah, that is a factor.
So, and like I can play it on my Switch, and I played a little bit when I wanted to play like in bed, because I was wanting to go to bed, but like I also wanted to play more. And
The Faye fanfic era.
Stop.
and it was just the controls are my favorite, and there's like aiming aspects, because I like using ranged weapons, because immediately the first main weapon I picked up was a bow, because of course it was.
Sure.
And I really like using it because it makes me feel like Katniss at Everdeen.
Is that gonna be your new excuse to using bows?
No, but it's specifically because I wouldn't say like when I use a bow in Minecraft I feel like that, but specifically the way that the bow works in Warframe, that's just what it makes me think of. Because
Wow.
Fair enough.
that's just
Who
the
doesn't want to be
vibes.
Katniss?
Me?
Um.
I don't want to be in that world. Are you kidding me?
Oh, I don't want to be in that world
We
either.
don't
Are
want
you-
to be in that world. We just want to be as bad.
I just want to have that skill. That's the only part I want. But I also think like in terms of the grindiness of it, you've seen what I do with Pokemon. You've seen what I do with Stardew.
Yeah, I worry
Like-
about you.
You've seen what I do with my like literally I love grinding. I am okay with repetitive tedious tasks that are working towards a goal. So, and they
Well-
gave me a free sword too when I first started playing. I don't know why. I think it was because of an anniversary or something, but I got a free sword and I really like that sword, so it's my main sword. It's
You'll
great.
probably find a better one eventually.
Oh, I already have like 3 swords, so the one's I'm called a jaw sword that I'm leveling up.
I don't know what that means.
I don't really know either, honestly. There's a lot of lore, and that's a lot of reading, and there's a lot of words that I don't understand yet, because I've already been introduced to like 3 races. There's like 5. I've already met 5 different like factions that I need to work on, and it's just there's a lot of words. Like the last thing I did was working on. I was introduced to this faction called the Infestation. And it's really kind of fucked up. It's like- That's what it's called, because literally like the first like bits of enemies that you meet, you hear that okay, they're creating this bioweapon and they're like infecting their own soldiers with DNA from the Infestation, and the Infestation is apparently very notorious or something like that. And the things I've seen from it, like the noises they make and what they look like, it's really fucked up.
Faye.
Hey,
I mean, the things that you say sometimes, you know?
what? What do you mean?
You could be infested with cockroaches.
No.
Okay, well, here. How about let's reel it to the topic, because it's been 30 minutes, probably 20 of which was you talking about Warframe.
You talked about Sims for a while.
For a bit, not that long. If you
20
want to have a Warframe episode, I will absolutely slot it somewhere.
Maybe, but not anytime soon, because I need to do a lot more.
And you know what? We can have you, we can have Shinny, we can have Mikey, because clearly he really likes the game. So, you know, it'll be, and then you'll have me, the person that's not actually played it whatsoever. So you'll
It's
have
free.
different tiers.
You can.
I don't know if I want to. I'm sure I would probably have a similar thing to you, where I would more than likely, enjoy aspects of it, and I don't mind like grinding for things because I've done stuff like that in the past.
Oh yeah.
But I often, if there's like a lot of stuff to get done, I get very easily overwhelmed.
In order to get around that, I have a randomizer where if I'm playing and I don't have a specific thing I know I want to do, I will just, I'll just put that stuff into my randomizer, let it pick for me, and then I go do that.
But I'm not you. I don't have dice for every day of the week and every decision I want to make.
I have an app, bitch.
But you also have dice you have dice.
That's true.
You have the amount of dice that it would take for every decision you want to make in a day.
I have an app that I've had for probably 5 years now that I paid like $3 for.
You paid for it?
For the full version. Because I use it literally every day. And it just basically means I have an unlimited amount of lists that I can make. So I can have different lists for different things.
You paid for an app that you can make lists in.
And that randomize. And have different settings for it. So like if I want to make it so that I don't have the same thing twice. It works for me. Okay, bitch.
As long as it works for you.
A lot of things work for Sarah. She has a lot of things. Just in general. That's why she uses lists.
One last little thing about Warframe is the fact that you can I mentioned the customization. You can color literally everything. Although some of the color swatches you do have to pay for with the premium currency.
The pretty
but they're really cheap. But they're like you can customize everything to even like the ship that you're on. It's really nice. I like that because it makes it feel more like it's you playing it rather than just a normal RPG where you're just in the shoes of someone. So
I guess Warframe would be considered an RPG.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, what isn't at this point in time?
Yeah.
After that stupid discussion. Anyways. Halloween.
Halloween!
Don't sound so enthusiastic. I have a question for you two.
Okay.
It's related to Halloween.
If you're asking me what I'm dressing up as, no.
That's not what it was, but
okay.
No, it was, well, actually that's a separate question that I can ask later, but I want to know your opinions on candy corn. I know you said I like the pumpkins.
My mom likes the pumpkins.
I thought you said you like the pumpkins.
I don't mind the pumpkins, but if I have too many of the pumpkins, they make me sick.
And you hate candy corn, Faye?
I hate it. I don't think they taste good.
I don't like the ones that have like that little bit of chocolate on them or whatever, that little like the ones that have the brown instead of white.
The brown tar.
Sure. The ones that just I don't like that. If they're just normal fucking candy corn, I'm okay with it. I would not say it's my favorite, but I don't mind it.
Would you say that you definitely think of like Halloween when you think of candy corn?
I think of fall. I don't necessarily think of Halloween.
Yeah, but when do you have candy corn other than on Halloween?
I grew up with my mother who, as soon as they started selling the pumpkins, she got like 5 bags and would have them for a while. Because she fucking loves those pumpkins.
See, every time I've tried those pumpkins, I feel like it almost tastes like normal candy corn, but like distilled and intense. Like, it's like super sweet, like even more than the normal candy corn to me, to where it tastes like it's like concentrated candy corn in this tiny little pumpkin. And then I don't understand why they keep putting the chocolate ones with things, because I've never found those good, but they keep making them.
Have you seen the candy corn that is like Thanksgiving flavored?
What?
I saw someone review it.
As in tastes like a turkey dinner?
Literally, like there's like a stuffing flavor, a cranberry sauce flavor.
What the
People
fuck?
say it tastes fucking awful.
Because that's
probably.
a defilement of candy and Thanksgiving.
But it randomly popped up, and I was like, okay, what the fuck is this?
I know that they sell those packs at stores where it's like they have the normal candy corn, the weird chocolate one, and then the pumpkins as like the 3-pack. but I don't understand why the chocolate one's so popular that they included in everything. Like, it's not cool. It shouldn't be able to sit with us. But
Yeah.
I know
Agreed.
there was none. There was another one that I saw maybe a couple years back that instead of the chocolate nib at the end, it was like supposed to be some kind of coffee flavored one, and I wanted to try it, but at the same time I'm thinking it's gonna be such a bad flavor with candy corn that I don't think that's a good idea.
I think that was included in that Thanksgiving one.
Coffee?
Yeah, there was a coffee one.
That
And
why
I'm
is
pretty
coffee
sure those-
Thanksgiving?
I don't fucking know. Maybe they already had the flavor and they said just toss it in there.
I think it's very easy to go overboard with eating candy corn because you can very much start
Yeah.
tasting plastic. But
Yeah.
It just tastes like plastic to me in general.
well, first of all, have you ever wanted to
Have you
chew
never-
on plastic?
Yes, that's the appeal, in my opinion.
Because like the exact imagination in my mind for what it's like to eat candy corn is like, you know, when you're a child and it's like those tiny little plastic kids tables made for like toddlers.
I think
It's
so.
like,
Yeah.
it's like the plastic that's hollow on the inside and it's like smoother on the outside, but you can like feel that it's hollow on the inside. It's like if you were to take a bite of that.
Who doesn't want to do
Tasted
that?
like candy.
In my opinion, candy corn is not. I don't think anyone who eats candy corn actually likes candy corn, unless you're my mom and just really like those pumpkins.
I like candy corn.
No, in my opinion, I think it's more just the fact that you like chewing on something that doesn't give a lot of resistance, but still has that sensation of chewing,
I think
and that's
texture's a
easy
big
to
part of
fit in
it.
your. Yeah.
Because I think if you
But-
don't like that texture, there's no way you're gonna like that.
Oh, absolutely. But I don't know if I can be convinced that you actually like the taste of candy corn rather than that just how it
Well,
feels in your mouth.
That's but
Interesting.
I like sweet stuff, so maybe that's why. Because if
I don't
anything,
like
candy corn
sweet
is
as
the epitome
much,
of
yeah.
just sweet. Like, it's
That's
not
true.
necessarily that it has a flavor; it's more that it just tastes sweet.
You pop it in your mouth and it's like that's candy. That is the most generic candy I could think of.
Exactly.
What is the most? Is that would that be like the most generic candy that you could think of? Like, if you think of just base candy, what do you think of?
Probably a chocolate bar,
Okay.
Yeah, same.
like a
What about like
Hershey's
those? What about like those twisted wrapper ones? What do you think those are?
twisted
like,
wrapper ones?
If someone were to like show you like a clip art of candy, and it had one of those.
Butterscotch.
No, I think it's butterscotch. Like if it's in a pink and green wrapper, you think it's
No,
butterscotch?
pink and green would be
That strawberry one.
that's
old
strawberry.
ladies
But
have in
when
their
you're
bags.
talking about when you said twisted, I thought you meant like the metallic one. That's just a base color, like no design of like a strawberry or anything on it, and it's just like orange or red or something. But it's
Oh,
like the
okay.
twisted, kind
That's
of like
fair.
what rare candy looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Like I imagine that would be a butterscotch to me.
I can
That's
see
fair.
that.
That's fair.
That's-
I always think of it as taffy.
I mean, both are kind of like old people candy.
I
are
fucking
indeed.
love taffy.
That you like
Hi,
chewing on
Nani.
it.
Have I told the story of the taffy that betrayed me at the Georgia Aquarium?
I think you told me.
Time to share with the class.
I was at the Georgia Aquarium with my parents, and one of the things I like to do, because apparently this is a really common thing in aquariums, is, which I guess kind of makes sense with saltwater taffy, but you can get these bags of taffy, and I really fucking like taffy. And so alongside a little plush penguin that I still have that I named Marshmallow,
Cute.
I got a bag of taffy. And we were eating lunch and everything, and I was like, I'm gonna break open the taffy and have a few pieces of taffy. And I was eating a few, and then I opened one that was kind of like reddish, and I thought, oh, this is cherry. I put it in my mouth, and I was immediately affronted with cinnamon.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And I fucking hate cinnamon, especially cinnamon flavored candy. And so I'm like, I probably made that noise, to be honest. I'm just like, get this out of my mouth now.
Well-
And so I'm just standing there Like, I need help. Me with my tiny little personal pizza and my Fanta, and then
You sounded like you were 4, but I know you weren't when you win. You sound like you were going to Chuck E. Cheese for the first time.
Right.
She had a party hat on and everything.
holding my little stuffed penguin up for dear life
She's
as I went to
don't
this
like
dramatic
cinnamon."
event.
I mean, I agree with you. I don't like cinnamon flavored candy because it
Me
just
either.
tastes like burning to me.
Yeah.
But I do like cinnamon.
I do like cinnamon. I think you are a bit odd for that, but I'm thinking there had to have been something that happened with you.
I can usually pinpoint that type of stuff. I cannot pinpoint cinnamon. I have no idea why. I
That
just
means it was
dislike
such an
cinnamon,
eldritch being that confronted you with cinnamon that you can't
but, like,
think about it.
I know why I don't like oranges.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
strange to me
Which
too.
I don't know if we've told that on
No,
stream
you've
either.
never told that on stream, but it's really stupid.
When I was little, little being probably like 7 or 8 if I had to guess.
One might say too old.
I was a child into my
What?
Yeah.
Wait,
Into my
what
eld.
did you just
Into
say?
your what?
I was a child into my eld.
I was gonna say into my elders, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense. So I just stopped at L.
Makes less sense, but you know.
I was a
what? It is what
child
it
into
is.
my old age. I was taking a bath, and I would do what my parents called playing mad scientist.
I always
Where-
thought it was like being a magician or a witch.
Yeah, I was doing like potions. I called it potion making. Where I would take the random stuff that was around the bathtub, so like my shampoo, my body wash. I was shaving at this point, so I know I
At
had shaving
7?
cream. I don't remember. I may be forgetting what age, but I know there was shaving cream in
She's
our bathroom.
actually 42. That's when
Yep.
this happened.
There was shaving cream in our bathroom when I did it, so I know that much. And because I remember I once got in trouble for doing it because I used up too much of my brother's shampoo and he had the expensive shampoo.
Wow.
But because it was the only shampoo he would use. And so I'm mixing stuff, and then it's obviously ending up into the bath water. Because I have to empty out the potion somehow.
She
And
has to
I
empty it
decided-
into bath water.
I didn't think. I also didn't know enough about how the human body works. So
Or just chemistry.
or chemistry. I was in elementary school. I don't know what you expect. And so I decided to grab the orange scented air freshener that
Uh-huh.
was like on the counter, and to use that for some of my potion, because I was like, it'll make it smell. Ooh.
It did make it smell.
It did make it smell, and then it ended up in the bathwater. And for those who don't know, when you are in hot water for an extended period of time, your pores open. And so all of this chemical of this orange scented air freshener and everything else was going into my pores and into my skin. And suddenly,
Jesus.
my skin just feels like it's burning. It feels like it's burning off. I did not drink it, Mikey.
She had boundaries.
I did have boundaries. It was mostly soap. So I feel like I'm burning, and I'm legitimately blood-curdling screams because
Ooh,
I
Halloween.
don't know what's going on, and it hurts like hell.
Yeah.
And I remember my mom and my brother being like, "What is going on?" And my mom helping me get into like some clothes so we can go to the emergency room. And by the time they actually admitted me into the emergency room, the burning had mostly gone away, and all they could really say, "Yeah, you gave yourself a chemical burn. Here's some pain medicine," and they sent us on our way.
Yeah.
And I never did that again. But I cannot stand the smell of oranges now because of that.
Because it's
That
gonna
was
give
not-
her a full body chemical burn.
The only other time that I felt such extreme pain is when I had kidney stones. And I think
Ouch.
the kidney stones were worse, honestly.
I would hope so.
For reals.
Not in the sense of like I hope you went through more pain, but in the sense of like if you're weighing the two things together.
The story of me having kidney stones is I woke up one day, I think it was like
I
summer
worry
break
about
or
you,
something.
Sarah.
I was in high school, and I'm like, I had this really bad pain. I thought I had really bad stomach pain, and I was just stuck in the bathroom because like I feel like I'm gonna throw up. And I was trying to tell my mom before she went to work, because she worked like an hour away at the time, that like, hey, I'm in a lot of pain right now, and it's not going away. And she was so convinced it was gas. She said, "You just have gas.
It's just a gas bubble.
It's just a gas bubble." And so she left to go to work. Meanwhile, I'm like, I think I need to go to the emergency room. And she left, and not shortly after, and I think she left when I had the pain kind of subsided for a little bit.
Yeah, why didn't you fart, Sarah?
I tried. I sat on that toilet for ages. And I had thrown up at this point, I'm pretty sure, too. And the pain wasn't going away. And so I'm just there with my stepdad. And so the pain had subsided a little bit. She went to work. And then the pain started to come back slowly. And it got to the point where I was like, once again, just kind of like moaning in pain. And
Spooky.
my stepdad did not know what to do. And I'm like, can we go to the emergency room? This really hurts. I don't know what's happening to me. And my mom made us wait until she got home before we went to the emergency room.
And
So,
then she started peeing blood, and you know.
and then I went to the emergency room, and they wouldn't let my mom come back with me because they thought I was 50.
Wait, what?
Well,
They
if
had
you've never
my-
seen
they
Sarah
had-
in real life. She looks like
They
a
had
50-year-old.
they had my birth date mixed up with my mom's for some reason. And so they're like, yeah, you can't bring her back with you. And then I'm sitting down, they're like, can you confirm your birth date? And I give them my birth date. And they're like, that's not what's written here. And they showed me the birth date. And I'm like, that's my mom's birthday. And I'm only this old. I was like 17 at the time. I was like, I'm 17. And they're like, oh, do you want anyone back here with you? And I'm like, yeah, can my mom come back, please? And I just hear them outside the curtain, because we weren't really in a room. We were in a thing that was like partitioned off with a curtain. I heard them talking to each other. It was like, I was going to ask her for her skincare routine because she looks great for 50.
Well, you have been confused
Well,
for my
damn.
mother.
Yep, and then I did a CT scan, and they said, you have kidney stones, but also unremarkable bones and a retroverted uterus. So, very eventful day. And then we got Chick-fil-A, and then I immediately threw it up when I got home. I was running high on that pain medicine, though.
Okay, well,
So,
this was candy corn. This was about
it's the start of these not
This
scary
all started
stories. Is like medical issues not scary enough for you?
Oh my gosh.
None of them are Halloween related, but I mean,
Okay, well then I did this separate question with candy, not talking about cinnamon or taffy. What is your guys' favorite Halloween candy?
what specifies a Halloween candy?
I'm not saying like it has to be themed like those green Snickers or Twix or something, but I'm talking about like a candy that you specifically is the one that you gravitate towards that's always around during Halloween.
I mean, mine is always around all the time because it's always like Twix or Kit Kat. But you know what I always find in Halloween candy that I don't typically find in person are the little Sour Patch Twizzler things. I don't know
Oh,
what
yeah.
they're called.
What?
But I only see them around Halloween.
They're like the blue and the green and the red one.
Yeah.
And they're like they're kind of like Twizzlers, but I feel like they have way better flavor than a Twizzler ever has.
Yeah. I agree. They taste so much better, but they look like Twizzlers, but I only see them during Halloween and only in
I
those
think
like
I know what you're talking
very
about
little
now.
packages.
I feel there has to be an actual big package of that though.
There probably is. I just never really went looking for it.
I do like sour stuff.
Yeah,
But I wouldn't. Here's the thing: when you got to think about Halloween candy, because you know, as you have all been a child during Halloween, when you think about Halloween candy, I would love to devour a decent chunk Halloween night. after I come back with my haul, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But you cannot have a bunch of sour things in the row, or your tongue is gonna bleed. Like, it's really
Yes, it is.
bad. So, because been there. So
You would.
I love sour things, but at the same time, it's like if I have a sour thing, I can have like maybe 1 or 2 things.
It has built-in portion control.
And then after that, it's like I can't taste properly because it's like
My mouth hurts.
it's not only mouth hurts, it's giving me like improper taste buds or something. And so I feel like as much as I would love like Warheads or something, I wouldn't be able to say like, oh, that's my favorite Halloween candy, because I could not eat a bunch of them at the same time.
I mean, I think it can still be your favorite.
Even at your own disparaging mint, yes.
If you can control yourself and be like, I'll save the rest of this for later so I can actually enjoy it rather than, it hurts but it's so good type of thing.
Okay, well, I didn't speak like an old lady like you just did when I was younger, so I didn't have that inner monologue. But similar to Faye, I really do like Kit Kats. I think out of all, like, I guess if you consider it a chocolate bar, chocolate related bars, I think they're probably up there with my favorite. But overall, something that I never see outside of Halloween, well, that's not true, I've probably seen it like once or twice, but not commonly, and it's always at gas stations, is I would always love those 100 grand bars that are like full of caramel and the outside is like completely made up of, similar to like what a Crunch bar is, but less chocolate and more of the crunch. And I would love those, even though it would take me at least a solid 10 minutes to fully chew through one because of how much caramel it was in there. But I love those. Those were my jam. And they were jammed in my teeth. And I had to get them out. What about you, Sarah?
I'm trying to think of like specifically like Halloween type candy. Like even just that I would enjoy the most as a kid. And honestly, the main ones I think of are like those fruity Tootsie that I know a lot of people don't like.
Yoshi likes them. Yoshi likes the vanilla ones. The blue ones.
You know, the vanilla ones are probably my least favorite of it. Because I do like... I like
the orange ones.
The orange ones I don't mind. I don't mind orange flavored things, like artificially orange flavored things that much. It's mostly the smell. But I do like, because I like a good chewiness, and I like fruity flavors rather than chocolate more. I will say my favorite chocolate one though, that for some reason I get mostly during holiday season when they're in like shapes, is white chocolate Reese's.
Why?
I don't know, because I am not
okay. They don't look like pumpkins.
No, they don't. They kind of
they kind of look
like ovals. Okay, well, they're white. So
if you've never had a white poo, are you really living?
I would get that checked out.
But also, I feel like the white ones, because it's white chocolate, and the actual peanut butter filling is already kind of sweet in and of itself, it becomes really sweet.
It is, if you have a lot of them in a row, it is very sweet. And I like just normal Reese's too. But for some reason the white chocolate ones just really hit different in a really good way. I really like them. I cannot have a lot of them, but I really do like them. And it was an issue because Mom would sometimes come home with like little candy bars and stuff, and she would constantly give me the white chocolate Kit Kats thinking they were the ones I liked, and I would have to tell her like, I appreciate it, however, it's the white chocolate Reese's I like. Wow. So I'm not too big a fan of the white chocolate Kit Kats.
But it's Kit Kat. It has a crunch.
It does. It's just, but those are too sweet for me. I don't know. I don't know.
Reese's ones aren't.
I don't fucking know, man. I genuinely could not tell you. It's somehow the mix of the peanut butter with the white chocolate just tastes really good.
I mean, the peanut butter, it's sweet in and of itself, but there's at least a saltiness to it, so maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I do not like overly sweet.
I do like the Reese's. I would never. That's the thing. I would never go for anything Reese's related, other than like maybe a Reese's Pieces.
Do you not like
outside of
peanut butter that
Halloween.
much?
It's not that I don't like peanut butter. It's that, like, okay, for instance, like with the Reese's Pieces, I feel like that is a perfect portion control of peanut butter flavor for me. Versus, like, if I were to have an entire peanut butter cup, that's a lot of peanut butter.
Here's a question that may be a specific experience for me.
Probably is.
When you would have one of the Reese's peanut butter cups that was wrapped in tinfoil.
Tinfoil? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that like little metallic wrapping. I don't know if it is technically tinfoil, but would you ever eat the Reese's and then chew on the metal wrapping at all?
Yes.
Okay, thank God.
Not often, but I've done it at least enough to remember that I did it.
I've done it with that. I've also done it with Staples just because I like the metallic taste.
Maybe that's blood. Maybe that's just you cutting up your mouth and saying, I like the metallic taste.
Oh, it's not the blood!
She's like, actually, I kind of like chewing on razor blades. It gives me a lovely taste in my mouth.
No.
I think the only reason that I ever put the metal wrapping in my mouth, not Staples, was because I liked that it like imprinted to like your teeth when you would bite down on it.
That's fair.
But after that, after like a couple of like good imprints, you know, I would be like, okay, that's enough. I'm starting to taste metal, and I didn't like the metal taste.
They don't Shani, they don't do it as much anymore, but Reese's did used to, like, if you got like a bag of Reese's peanut butter cups.
Oh no, they still do it.
It would, yeah, but
like
I don't see it as often.
Packs or something of like miniature cups that aren't as wide, but they're slightly taller, and they still and they're initially wrapped in like a tin foil, but then once you unwrap them, you have like the taller like cup part that never cleanly peels off. It always takes something off of the sides. But yeah, no, I don't think I ever chewed on Staples.
I would
That's a
remember.
you thing.
I would remember like chewing on a Staple just because I liked the metallic taste.
Are you sure you're not a vampire?
Fuck if I know, man.
Because, you know, that could also be a thing of like, that's what vampires like. They like the metallic taste of the blood.
Is that what they like?
I don't know. I'm not a vampire. That was my anti-vampire dance. Okay. Tell me some of the costumes you've had in your childhood, like what you've dressed up as.
Did we lose Faye?
We did. She said, "Be right back." 7 hours ago.
Oh, she did?
She did.
Did when? Where? Huh?
In the chat, not out loud.
Oh, I didn't see that message. Okay. I spent my mom's money and got a $20 set of vampire fangs.
You spent your mom's money?
Yeah, because I said I wanted to be a vampire. Actually, no, I said I wanted to be a demon because we got these little, like a little demon headband with a tail and everything, like really cheap. And then I was like, I want little fangs. And so there was a little Halloween store near us, and she gave me a $20 bill and said, go get some fangs then. And I spent all of it on these fangs that you had to melt wax to, like paraffin wax to stick to your teeth. And she was like, why the fuck did you spend $20 on fangs that you're only gonna wear one? Wear them. I didn't wear them.
I mean, it could have been worse.
I had fun though.
But okay, but that wasn't really a costume. That was just fangs.
But it was part of my costume.
Was it?
Because then I had that headband. It was a very low effort costume. I won't deny that fact. I remember I have pictures of me dressing up as Supergirl when I was a little kid, as a inmate with all pink inmate. Cleopatra.
When?
That was 2nd grade.
God.
But my favorite costume I think I've ever done is when I dressed up as Life.
Life? The
Yes.
game or the
No.
concept?
The concept of Life, because specifically, I don't remember where we got it. Maybe it was from Grammy, but we had this fabric that was just lemons. And I was like, I know what I need to do. And so we cut some of the fabric out so I could make a cape with it.
Sure.
We got a white t-shirt and some fabric markers. And I wrote Life on the front of the t-shirt. And then on the back, because my brother and I had a little joke that we were just talking about it, and while I was making the costume, and it said "Life don't do no tea" on the back.
What?
Because the concept was, and I had a bag of lemons on my hip, of actual lemons on my hip, and the idea was when life gives you lemons,
No, I got
you make
that
lemonade.
part. I'm questioning the life don't do no tea.
Because I was talking, I think I was talking about how I don't like tea, and it's like, but people put lemons in the tea, so I was like, no, you don't make tea with lemons. Life don't do no tea. And we just decided to add that. You couldn't even see that because the cape covered it, but
It was for your eyes only.
I really enjoyed that Halloween costume because it was, I think, the most creative one I did. It was also the one, because initially I was supposed to go with my then girlfriend at the time and our mutual friend. We were supposed to dress up as the Schuyler sisters because we were all really into Hamilton. And I said, I'm not going to do that because I don't really want to buy a dress off Amazon that I'm only going to wear for this, and would rather spend less money making something that I really enjoy. And so that's what I wore. Yeah, I had a cape that just had a bunch of lemons on it. And that was also, I think, technically my first ever date, because that was me going trick-or-treating with my then girlfriend.
Oh my gosh.
And that was the first and only time I held her hand.
And then she killed you.
We broke up next February, so.
Yeah, that's about right.
Oh,
Look who's back.
She broke up with
I'm
me.
back. I'm sorry.
Well, there was a lot of circumstances.
There was a lot of circumstances. I didn't know
There's a lot of things that happened.
about for many years. So, what was your favorite costume?
I also did a lot of, I remember vividly, like when I was a baby, I had dressed up, and by I had dressed up, I meant my parents probably put me in this. I had no say in what I was picking.
Of course.
I was Mickey Mouse.
That makes sense. That checks out for your family.
I think I was Winnie the Pooh once. I don't fully remember.
That also checks out for your family.
And I remember there was like times, because I'm pretty sure at this point, because you know when you're so little and they're like, they want you to participate, but they're not gonna like have you walk around, especially if you can't walk. They like take you to places
usually
where they'll
that's
give out candy or something.
Yeah.
Like a trunk or treat, yeah.
I'm pretty sure we were at a Publix. I don't remember why, but I'm pretty sure we were at a Publix, and I remember I was being showed off to like all of the old ladies that were working the cash registers.
Of course.
As the baby in the Mickey costume. But then when I got older, I remember one time I dressed up. Who was it? It was one of the brothers from the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. It was the blonde one. What was his name?
That's a
I don't
great
think I've ever
question.
seen.
You've
How
never
have you
seen
that movie?
I have.
I don't watch movies. I didn't watch a lot of movies when I was younger
we've
either.
known this.
Peter. I was Peter Pevensey.
You
That's
should watch that movie. It's really good.
Because I had like a whole, but specifically I was the one, you know, after he had gone to Narnia and had to be the knight and everything, because I had all the whole knight gear. I had the sword that I was waving around at people that I shouldn't have been. I also remember one time, this was not recent because it was still, I think, in elementary school, but more recent in the sense of like this was back at this house at some point. where it was like just after I had seen The Matrix and I wanted to dress up as Neo, but I looked so awful.
I feel like I remember this to some extent.
I think I also dressed up as a pirate once. Like I had a full
I remember the
fake beard
pirate
and
one.
everything too.
I do remember the pirate one.
That's
I remember seeing
adorable.
pictures of it at least.
There was a couple of ones. I think overall though, I never had any costumes that were like super fun though. That's the issue. I feel like I never picked something that I was like super into. Not Peter Griffin. It was always something that it was like a weekly obsession of the time, if you will, that I always base things off of. So like if I were to ever do a costume in the future that I could actually pick everything, I would probably enjoy it more, and it might, you know, even have more detail or something.
I feel like when you get older, and if you're nerds like we are, your costumes lean more towards cosplaying to a certain extent.
I can see that.
Not necessarily. Like I was going to do Chell from Portal, the first one, where she's like in the orange jumpsuit.
That would be a cosplay.
No, because I wouldn't be buying a Chell. I was literally looking at like prisoner things to see if I could like DIY it.
It doesn't, but cosplay does not have to specifically be like.
What's the line between cosplay and costume then?
I think costume would be more like a generic anything. But if you're specifically dressing up to portray a specific character, then I mean,
there's like,
then it would be cosplay.
So would
There's kids that
dressing
dress
up like
as Fortnite
Chucky?
characters.
Yeah, that, or like, what about
Tiny
dressing up like Chucky? Would that be a cosplay or would that be a costume?
Maybe it's depending on the event.
I always thought it had to do with effort.
I thought effort too. That was my thing. If your costume is like exactly like the character and you've put like a bunch of time and effort on getting like the fabric and making it yourself and doing all of these, or even just buying like it to look exactly like the character, then I would feel like that's more of a cosplay. Whereas like if you just want to kind of look like the character to just get the idea across, then you would do a quiz. Was thinking about just buying an orange costume jumpsuit jail thing and just try to make it look as close as possible.
You have a portal gun, don't you, Quinn?
That's the only reason why I was like, that's what I'll do.
Yeah.
I was like, that would sell the concept.
Yeah, I was
Even
like,
if
yeah,
no
you
one
have a
knows
portal
what I'm
gun.
talking about, I know that I could at least, if I went into a nerd con, people would know who I was.
Would you get white boots to like try and have the long fall boots?
Well, in the first game, she doesn't even have boots.
That's true.
In the first game, she just has those things that are attached to her heels. Like, if I did the second one, then that means I'd also have to have a tank top, tie the orange thing around my waist, and get boots and or those socks that look like the boots and wear those around.
See, but that could be fun in a way, too.
Walking around in socks, getting them dirty.
No, not that part.
Dirty and wet.
I feel like, well, the definition of cosplay practice is dressing up as a character from a movie, book, or video game. Then I feel like there's a lot of kids that dress up and cosplay on accident.
So I that's what I would consider it. Like I would consider
Like
the concept as
I
costume.
would consider
cause and
sexy
cosplay
police
comes from
officer costume.
Okay, all right, I can see that. So if we're gonna grab that distinction, then a lot of people cosplay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god! So my niece sent me a picture of what her like she and my sister, her husband, and my niece's boyfriend all went to like this costume party, and like everybody's costume is quote unquote normal, and then she's over here with sexy Buzz Lightyear.
Oh dear God.
She just sticks out like a sore thumb. I'm like, what?
I mean, if that's what you want to go for, there's a sexy version of everything if you look enough.
I think she was sexy Buzz Lightyear, and then her boyfriend was just a normal Woody.
Well, I mean,
You know?
what would sexy Woody look like? Just cowboy boots?
Yeah, very short shorts. Like, I mean,
Assless chaps?
you know,
Oh, fuck yeah.
hell yeah.
Woody, Smasher Pack.
The doll?
You know what I really want to do? I want to do that hear
Woody
me
is
out
a
cake.
concept.
I think that's
Oh,
hilarious.
yeah, that would be fun. Three of
I
us
feel-
get together. We do a hear me out cake.
I feel like my hear me outs are going to be weird as hell.
What are
Not
you
as
talking
weird
about?
as mine.
That is true. Sarah, I think you'd out weird me.
I would out weird everyone.
You don't know what the hear me out cake is?
No.
It's where you have a cake and then you have like little like chopsticks or something, like some sort of popsicle stick, and you tape or glue pictures of people that you would be like, hear me out to.
Yeah.
Like in regards to who would you
Why
smash?
is it a cake?
Just because it just is.
So I think no. I think where it stemmed from. I'm sorry, this is off topic because I haven't even talked about my costumes. But from where it stems from is like this original post from somebody who is really into fanfics. Apparently, she posted a picture of her cake, and on her cake was like the AO3 theme and like those things sticking out with tags of what she's like really into. So it was like a lot of Harry Potter, just very basic stuff. And at first, a lot of people like hated her for it because they were like, "Wow, you're really basic. You're reading very heterosexual, very like boring shit." So I think it stemmed from that and turned into the "Hear Me Out" cake.
I still think the cake part's the weird bit, but
I don't know.
what's the cake?
But they
I mean, we could also do the trauma candy salad thing.
What?
Do you
This
know
all
what that is?
sounds like TikTok garbage.
It is TikTok garbage.
Like,
That is exactly what it is.
I hear me
It's
out
where
cake
you
and
just-
childhood drama salad.
Yeah, it's a candy salad where you just people will get like get these small things of candy, and then you say, "Hey, I'm Sarah, and when I was so and so, I gave myself a chemical burn with orange air freshener, and I brought Skittles," and then you pour the Skittles into a bowl, and then that's so it.
That's it.
Yeah.
I've seen only like a couple of videos of that, and I always wondered why.
There's a trend that I want to do with you quiz that
Oh,
is
God.
like you film someone running and then you say suspect is and then a roast of some kind.
You
you
want
just
to
go
do that
between
with
them?
me? You want to film me and roast me?
But it would be back and forth, so I would film you running and then you would film me running.
Oh dear God.
Because some of them are really fucking funny.
I think the only one that I've ever seen that sounds similar, it's not the same, is one where there's like a group of, I'm assuming college students that were at a party and they were all making a cocktail together, but they didn't know what ingredients each other was
Yeah.
adding.
Oh, I think I've seen that one.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone was like, what the fuck is wrong with Tarek or something? Because he added like
No.
mustard. And it was really gross.
Oh, actually,
Oh,
okay,
I thought
so
you were
think I've
talking to the one about.
I think
about-
me and Sarah are
yeah.
thinking of the same one where they're all terrified of this one girl who was dumped, and they were like, "I'm gonna add like it was mixing an alcoholic
Right, 'cause
drink."
I'm pretty sure Stacy is gonna add Everclear and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, so everybody like all like I don't know if there was like 6 of them, but 5 of them added additives, so like Sprite, orange, like additives. And then the girl who was broken up with, she comes in, grabs like the strongest liquor and just dumps it in. And everybody, every time
Wow.
that they went up, they're like, "I'm terrified of her, so we're gonna add Sprite."
I think the only thing that changed in mine was like people were thinking that someone was gonna add something scary, and I think they added like Sprite or orange juice. And then other people were like, because other people are boring, I'm adding this. And it's like, no, you're just insane. No one wants sriracha in their cocktail.
I've never had Everclear, Nagi, and I don't think I ever will.
I would try it. I wouldn't
You'd
like
hate-
it probably.
You'd hate it.
I think
But
I think I have tried it once. It wasn't good. It's not meant to be good. It's just meant to be effective, if you will.
there was one Mikey where someone added Everclear and they did the shot and it was just like there's so much Everclear in here.
But yeah, I would definitely do the hear me out cake with you, Sarah. I feel
Hell
like
yeah.
ours would be really fucking weird.
Hear me out cake filled with Everclear.
Yeah, because a lot of people were getting hate on it because they would pick characters that are like
that are not
conven-
hear me out.
They're not hear me out.
They're
They're like
so fucking
conventionally
basic.
like, yeah. Like I think somebody did like Nala from The Lion King, and everybody's like, a lot of people had a crush on.
You're
Nala
not
for whatever reason.
special, bitch.
You're not. Yeah.
Okay, just because someone doesn't want to fuck the companion cube like you, Sarah, doesn't mean...
But that's a real hear me out.
That is a real hear me out. That is
Kool-Aid Man, that's here. Brooklyn Bridge, hear me out.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like Sarah would out-weird me, but I'd be able to at least keep up.
I'd out-weird most people, to be fair.
Yeah.
I enjoyment that is a decent hear me out.
It is a decent hear me out.
And I'm listening.
I don't think it's a
One of my
decent
hear me out would be the Predator from Alien vs Predator.
Yeah, that makes sense for you.
No. No.
Hear me out.
His face?
Hear me out with the mask on though. It's okay.
If he has to have
You
a
could just
mask
blindfolded.
on,
Just keep the mask on.
what that mouth do? It suck you dry.
It
and not in
do.
a good way.
It can't. And listen, this is why I said I need to do it with Sarah. Sarah,
I get you. I'm like, okay, I'm listening.
Well, then
Sell it.
you two can have a lovely baking time making your godforsaken
Our
cake one day.
cake.
I don't know what
Either-
flavor it'll be,
Would
but
we bake a cake or would we just buy a cake?
you have to make the cake.
I would make the cake. Let's make
Oh
a
boy. It's gonna be an ugly cake between us, I feel like, because I
Cinnamon
have a
Everclear
bad
flavored.
track record.
cake. I can bake.
No, I'm talking about like appearance. It's gonna look bad because I have a bad track record with this stuff.
Oh.
She's not the best baker. But, you know,
I tried though, and that's what's important.
I wonder.
Anyways, back to like the.
What are your costumes, Faye?
Right. I did like as a baby. I remember that I think they dressed me up as Chucky one time.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And because you have to remember, I have 3 older siblings, right? And like, they're 8, 10, and 12 years older than me. So they would take advantage of my small size and make sure that I was like a prop or
Everyone takes
something
advantage of
related
your
to
small
them.
size.
Someone
Yeah.
dresses you up as a football.
Shut up!
One
No, I
year.
was never a football, but I did. I was Chucky one year. I was a little fairy to somebody else's Tinkerbell. I don't
Tinkerbell
remember
is a
which sister
fairy.
was that. Well, yeah, but I was another fairy
You were
to add
her
on to.
minion.
I was her minion. I don't remember which sister it was though. And then as I grew older, I did a lot of Disney princesses because I'm, come on. My favorite one was when I dressed like Meg. And then as I got a little bit more older and more poorer, so there, and you've seen the picture.
Yeah.
Okay, so that dress specifically, my grandmother had sent to me from PR,
Mhm.
and I never wore it anywhere because, as you saw, it was like froofy and frilly. And where would I wear that, Grandma? Where?
So she sent that to you. Not
she
for
sent
it
it
to
to
be
me-
a Halloween costume.
No, but I used it as a Halloween costume, and like I had previous like tiaras and other stuff from other like toys that I had played with and gotten throughout the years, and we just put it all together. And that one was just a made up one. I think that was the last year I did like Halloween.
What do you mean
There's
did it?
lots of princesses, fairies, and then one Chucky in there.
Oh, to be Chucky. Oh, to be small enough to pull off Chucky.
Shitty! Listen, Shitty, my girl was just the shit. And I had like the costume that was like full on her dress, and I never wanted to take it off.
And then she didn't.
Like a Victorian dress? No, it wasn't Victorian.
No, it was
God,
not.
I don't know how to. It was not Victorian.
A Victorian dress.
It's like it was very 90s froofy,
It's what-
pink,
Honestly,
fluffy
it
dress.
looked like what Princess Sophia wears.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it
But,
looked
like,
like, but it was like pink.
My grandmother was very big on dressing me up really, really girly. So once I started dressing really tomboyish, she was sad because she couldn't send me anything.
I mean, she could. You just wouldn't wear it.
Yeah, I wouldn't wear it.
Oh, now this is a good I found pictures of me dressed up as Cleopatra.
Oh, I thought for some reason I thought you were gonna say Queefapatra, and I was like,
No.
what age? Ah, the dream.
I think I dressed up as Belle once, but not the yellow dress. I wanted the blue dress because even as a child, I knew yellow belonged in nature and not on my body.
Oh my god. wait, what is that wig?
It's more of a hair covering than a wig.
Oh wow, I love the wonky
Cute.
eyeliner too. Also,
You're
why are you in
adorable.
the year 2100? That's literally what the date says.
It does, yes.
And it says it's in March.
Why?
March 10th, 2100. This is when Sarah decided to be the Egyptian queen. Oh my gosh.
It wasn't Halloween at all. It was just her dressing up.
That's so funny.
There's a specific photo I'm looking for that is not a Halloween costume, but it's very funny.
Hold on, now I have to see if I can find mine. But okay, that was a different question that I had. Did you guys always do like the traditional Halloween trick-or-treating, or did you do the alternative versions ever? Because I had multiple ones where like there were some events that we went to. It wasn't just trunk or treat. That was a bit later that I think we did that, but I did that on top of normal trick-or-treating in our neighborhood.
I forgot I dressed up as an
'cause that was
Assassin's
greedy.
Creed character.
But there was this one where we basically just went to an event, I think, where we would win candy at like booths and stuff. And I think that was closer to like when we lived in apartments and things. But when we moved to like big neighborhoods and stuff, that's when we would typically go around there. And then sometimes if we were, you know, even extra greedy, but you know, we were children so we could walk places, we would go to the neighborhoods over to like get more candy.
You know, I don't know if it's like where I'm at, but I remember when I was little, there used to be so many kids running around getting candy, like a bunch. And like,
Oh, it's definitely
neighbor-
changed.
my neighborhood was covered in Halloween decor and everything.
Bless you.
And now
Thank you.
don't, bless you by the way, I don't see anybody or anything. I might get like 2 people come to my door. And like in my neighborhood, maybe 2 houses decorated for Halloween.
Even decorated?
Yeah, like I don't see any decorations anymore. 2 houses in my neighborhood are decorated. There could be more, like in the second part of my neighborhood in the back, but from like the entrance to my house, I only see 2.
I mean, oh my god, I forgot I dressed up as this.
Yeah, I found some I also forgot I dressed up as, which is surprising that I forgot about it.
Okay.
There's that, there's these, and then there's that one.
So, okay, so I was 1 year a Dementor from Harry Potter.
I'll be right back.
Oh, these are so cute!
There was 1 year I was a Dementor for Harry Potter, and then there was another year I was something else that I don't even know what it was. This is when I was Peter, and then this is when I was the stupid. I wouldn't consider that
You
a
were
Dementor.
a baby!
And that was one of my
Oh.
friends. I was
Was
not
that-
the Angry Bird.
Oh, I was gonna say, you're not the Angry Bird?
No, but
Yeah, I think that's a Dementor.
because
very
Mikey,
cheap-
these are
cheap-made one.
secret photos from a secret society,
Nobody's allowed to
and they're
see
also
these.
really embarrassing.
Yeah, I can see.
But at the same time, I've seen the infamous dress that Faye is referring to in
Yeah.
the infamous photo that she is referring to.
Nobody needs to see that.
I think that, honestly, I want to set that as my profile picture one day.
No,
because
you're not allowed.
She
not-
was feeling herself.
Stop. It's so embarrassing.
What?
The photo that Faye has of her.
Yoshi?
No,
No,
no, that's one of my friends at the time.
Oh, okay.
He was from Boy Scouts. But yeah, I don't know. Some of them I don't remember, and I think that's purely also because it was not only so long ago, but I also blocked it out of my memory. Oh, right. You know, I had a very specific phase. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. I'll send this one too. Because, you know, if I was a Dementor, that means I had to have been Harry Potter at one point. I remember having that entire robe.
Aww.
Oh, yes.
Is that your sister?
That's Yoshi. I don't remember who she was supposed to be. Could be Hannah Montana for all I know. I have no clue.
No clue. I can't tell you. But you look adorable.
But it
Fucking
happened.
dork.
Oh no, never mind. She was a teen pop star. Think Demi Lovato or Miley Cyrus.
That is
No.
the laziest concept ever.
Listen, it is what we had.
It's the laziest concept ever.
And then, I'm sorry, Miss Vague Princess, because she had a dress.
It looked very princessy. I don't want to hear it.
And then, yeah, this was us going through our hall. Yet another person that does not live close by anymore.
Y'all were so cute.
But I don't know, it was crazy. I feel like I did the trunk or treat like 1 year, 1 or 2 years. I think the 1 year was the main one. It was during Boy Scout stuff, because it was at a separate lot area in the area that I live by, and then we would come back after because it was earlier in the day, and we would go around that night to trick or treat in the neighborhood. But I remember there's also something that we've seen recently within the past like couple of years or so, probably within the past like 5 years or something. There was like a big boom at one point, like 5 or so years ago, of like there were so many people trick-or-treating, and then the subsequent years it was like complete desert.
Yep.
Like no one was there, and I don't know what changed. Maybe it was COVID. Maybe that was the main thing that changed everything.
You know, I would say that, but I don't think so.
I mean,
'Cause
after all
even
this time, you'd
before
think it would have
then-
changed, but I don't know. I feel like not as many people for sure. Or, okay, how do you guys feel about the people that trick-or-treat in cars? I feel like that's lazy. You have
What
to
do
get
you
your
mean?
steps
It
in.
is.
Oh, okay.
How do you feel about going to a rich neighborhood?
Oh,
Oh,
absolutely.
that's the only way.
Absolutely,
To do
right? Okay. So that's what I thought originally happened to like my neighborhood. I was like, oh, they must have all like, you know, went to rich neighborhoods, and that's why
I
like, you
had
don't
rich
see them.
friends in like middle school and everything, and so when we would go trick or treating, we went to their neighborhoods because they have lived in gated
I
neighborhoods,
think
and I'm like,
we had
yeah.
like 2 or 3 houses that used to give out full-size candy bars, and it was all old people.
Yeah.
Hide, when I say trick-or-treating cars, I don't mean like, okay, what I'm talking about is I will see like either pickup trucks, that's a very common one because they can just get it in and out of the back, or even like SUVs where the kids are being driven around by like their parents or something. They will get out of the car, hit a couple houses, get back in the car, and be driven away. And that to me is lazy. You gotta walk the entire neighborhood. That's part of the fun, the aspect. It's not fun because you get very tired at the end, but your prize is you have a bunch of candy. Or another thing, oh my gosh, that pisses me off because I'm old, is I hate when teens come up, specifically teen guys, because I feel like teen girls will put at least slightly more effort into their costumes. But when
Yeah.
teen guys come up, they're wearing like a skeleton t-shirt and they've smeared some black paint on their face, and they hold out their stupid pillowcase and say trick or treat, and I want to smack them upside their head because I'm like, where?
Yeah.
At this point I only see good costumes like once a night for Halloween. Like I'll see one costume and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a really cool one.
I remember when I was still living with my mom, I think the last Halloween I was there for this little kid who came up, or maybe it was when I was living at Dad's. I don't remember. But there was just this little kid, this little baby who was dressed up as like a lobster or something, and it was the cutest thing.
Oh.
Like, oh my god, look at you. And he even said like trick or treat, and it was like, oh, my heart.
See, the good news is I've never gotten to that age where I'm head over heels over the tiny baby children looking cute.
I don't want to take care of them, but I'm okay with
Yeah.
being like,
Although
oh, you're
I
so
will
cute.
say it is funny when I saw a couple of them trip in front of our house.
Yeah.
You're terrible. You're
I
terrible.
didn't
You're an
make
awful
them
person.
trip, okay? And I didn't laugh directly at them, but I did hold in laughter when it happened.
I can recognize adorableness without wanting to take care of anything, you know?
Yeah. Because it was little, yeah, he couldn't even like walk. He was being held. It was just, oh.
Did you guys ever have like stuff that happened in your neighborhoods like events. Not events in the sense of like it was being held, but like things that would happen on Halloween that have happened consistently. Because in our neighborhood, we have had a DJ that consistently performs.
I've heard about the DJ, yeah.
And is extremely loud, and he performs at a specific like house or something, and it goes into the night to where we hear like a rave going on a couple of streets over. And then we also have a Michael Myers that is always just walking down streets, and he freaks everyone out. But he showed up every single year. And I'm pretty sure he's really tall too, so he's actually like Michael Myers. He's like 6'2" or something, and he just walks slowly down the street, and everyone's scared because what'll happen is because less kids have been showing up, it's just been a desolate street, and then him showing up, and that's not what you want to see. Because he doesn't get candy anywhere either. He just walks down the street.
Is he like holding a knife or anything?
Yes, he has a knife in his hands. And it's worse if occasionally like he'll turn and look at you and then keep walking.
He's noted you down. You're next.
Have you guys ever had that?
No, I wish. That sounds really cool.
It's not.
No, we've never had anything.
Have you never had a DJ?
No, I think in like the rich neighborhood that I would go to had a DJ, but
we're not gated. It's not rich.
I've seen your neighborhood.
I know, you can tell it's not rich.
Compared to where we live, our little apartment.
Well, no, when you live in an apartment, that's a whole separate ball game. Because that's why when we lived in an apartment, like way back when we were tiny children, that's why we would go out to like events and stuff that they give out candy.
Have you ever been trick-or-treating at a mall?
No. Do they do that?
No, I didn't know
at the main mall that we used to live by, you know which one, Quiz.
I think so.
They would do like the trick-or-treat thing where like each store would have candy and would give it out if you went to each store.
Really?
It was really cute. Yeah, it was a nice alternative, especially if it happened to be like raining on Halloween night or something, and you can do normal trick or treating.
That was another thing that I am obsessed with is the fact that Halloween is no longer cold.
Right? My mom was literally talking about that.
Chill in the air. No more.
No more. My mom was talking about that. She remembers, she's like, I used to have to bundle you up, and you would get so mad because it would cover your costume. And now I'm
hot.
like here sweating buckets on Halloween. It's fucking hot.
I remember because there was one year, probably a couple years after the entire Dementor thing, that
Shut up, Hide.
I wasn't even planning on trick-or-treating, but then I came out with one of my friends, and I was wearing like this hoodie because it was like really, really cold. But it was like a neon hoodie, so I just said that I was a construction worker. I was one of those annoying teens.
You were.
But I wasn't
you
even
hate
a
what
teen.
you already did.
I was child. I was with child. I was child.
You were child.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like there's been like not bitter resentment, but you know, just sad feelings. Because I remember also whenever October would start up, it would feel like Halloween. It doesn't feel like Halloween anymore.
No, it doesn't. But is that just our like childish wonder dying?
That's the thing. Is it just us getting older? Because at the same time, I swear, even when I was a teenager, it still had some kind of like feeling. But now it's just eh. And that makes me sad. Because I like Halloween.
It makes me sad too.
Shh, Hide's not 30.
Yes.
Shh, no.
Weighted down by the woes of life. He's not wrong.
Well, Hide is a woe.
So I know it's not Halloween, but I feel the same way about Christmas. I used to have like that holiday cheer, and now I'm like, I don't feel it in the air anymore.
I've gotten more festive as the years go on.
You know what? I'm happy for you. Maybe it's because you didn't get those during it, and so like you're making up for it.
It's partially, honestly, because now it's at that point. To be fair, I don't know how this Christmas is gonna be, but
no one does.
No one does. So it might be different. I might get really depressed. Who knows? But I know over the past few years, it's been very nice because I don't have to deal with a lot of the divorced families' shenanigans. And so I've allowed myself to be a bit more festive because I used to absolutely hate Christmas because it was just exhausting.
I mean, Christmas in and of itself was very exhausting too.
Yeah.
Just because the amount of family gatherings. It's like the Christmas time probably started Thanksgiving onward, I would say.
Yeah.
Because that's when you like started thinking about it and like seeing all the stuff. And
But when you have a divorced family and you have
it's multiple families that you get to go to stuff.
Yep. I had 4 different families I had to keep going to and celebrate each thing individually. It was exhausting.
If anything, that means you get 4 different holidays all in one.
And then I had my birthday wedged in there too.
5 different holidays all in one. I mean, I don't know. I know one, this is not Halloween, but I know one Christmas tradition that we always do is we drive around looking at lights in the neighborhoods. Because those are always fun, even when it's not cold anymore. But we still get like hot chocolate because that's the tradition. And some places, some of the houses go crazy.
Still decorate like crazy. There was this one house near where my dad used to live that like everything was covered in lights. It was amazing. We were like, what's the light bill?
Oh yeah. There was a at the place my parents used to live, there was a house that we would always go look at because it was one of those houses covered in, and some people do this for Halloween too, but it was a house that was covered in light decoration and it was timed to
music.
A radio station.
Oh, yeah.
And it was so much fun. We loved it when those lights went up.
For Christmas, I think we have one of those houses, but for Halloween, we have this one house like at the top of our street that still goes pretty crazy with the decorations, but we used to have 2 houses in 2 separate areas. One was semi-close by that was owned by a gay couple, and they went crazy for every single holiday, like to the point it looked like Nightmare Before Christmas threw up on this house. Or it looked like the Grinch movie threw up on this house. Like, that's how much these people decorated their house. And like they had music and everything, because when you would go out at night you would hear like faint music in the background. It's because it was coming from their house. And then we also used to have this other house that was way down like a hill, like far away in the same neighborhood, that used to actually decorate it like it was a haunted house. Like it had structures in front of the house that you would go through on Halloween and they would jump scare you.
Nice.
It was not fun as a child because you did not want to go in there alone.
Oh, I remember at the house we filmed the Starships video in.
Oh God.
One of the years I went trick-or-treating there, my friend's house, who was also one of the bigger houses on the corner that had like a gazebo and like this little play area, they decided to like really decorate and stuff. They had like scary movies playing, quote unquote scary movies, like not really scary, but like child-friendly ones.
Saw 3.
No,
On the big
absolutely.
screen.
And they had like a projector for like that stuff up. They had music going. Specifically though, I remember in the gazebo they had like this little walkway up to it, and that's where you had to go to get the candy. And hanging down they had a bunch of spiders, and I literally had a panic attack, I think, when I like people trying to get me to go in there. I'm like, I can't do it.
Have you ever seen those like giant spiders that people put up on their roofs?
Mom put that in one of the pictures I sent. You can actually see Mom put that on one of the walls.
Oh no.
Literally right in front of the door. And she would like to put them in the bushes. She one time, it was getting to be that time,
oh my God,
and
I
I
saw
can't.
those sands.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes.
It's a lot.
I went to a school dance like that.
That doesn't surprise me.
But there was a time I was coming home from school, and the house we were living in at the time had like a lot of doors, and was like had the house was separated into like two parts with a wall and some doors. And so in order to get to my room, I came in through the garage and had to go to the other side of the house. And that included going through a hallway. And right in front of my door was one of those giant spiders. And I freaked the fuck out.
Well,
And it was Mom's idea of a prank.
That's so mean.
when I say giant spider, I don't just mean like that one's a big spider, but I mean like the ones that are the size of the roofs.
Oh, I haven't seen those. I would fucking hate that.
I've seen like I want to say 2 of them, because you know whenever you go to like some kind of department store or somewhere that has like decorations, you'll see like the massive decorations.
Mm-hmm.
Some people buy those. Like there's like a 15-foot skeleton that I've seen in a couple of people's yards.
We went,
yeah.
My dad and I last year, in his neighborhood, we went around looking at Halloween decorations because we were out on a walk. Actually, I'm gonna text him and say, hey, do you still have that picture? Because we took a picture in front of one of those gigantic skeletons.
Yeah. I think there was also a skeleton that was not anywhere near us, but nearer comparative, because we were driving down a road to get somewhere else, and it was like one of those houses that's kind of not out in the middle of the nowhere, but they have like a bunch of land around their house, so they could decorate more, and they had like an army of skeletons doing tasks around the yard.
Love that.
Like there was one that was pushing a lawnmower, there was one that was taking out trash, but there was a skeleton in the trash bag. It was like all of that kind of stuff.
I love that kind of stuff, though. That's so much fun.
But also, it's so much effort. I cannot imagine having to set that up.
Yeah.
And I always wonder, like, do kids go out there? Because it's like pretty spaced out. It's not in a neighborhood. So like, do kids trick or treat there? But I don't know. It's the same question that I have of like, do kids trick or treat in apartment buildings? Do they? Sarah, you tell me.
Well, I don't know because I haven't been here since Halloween. But I remember at Dad's old apartment complex, specifically if you didn't want people coming to your house to trick or treat, the front office would give you this printout that you could put on your front door so people didn't knock on your door.
Yeah, but you guys haven't heard anything about that.
Nope.
That's why I
Otherwise,
said you should print out a sign.
I do think there's a trunk or treat happening in this community.
I mean, that makes more sense than all the stairs you'd have to walk up and down.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing
Okay,
instead.
little 5-year-old Timmy, get your steps in. We're gonna do some cardio.
No.
Your thighs are going to be so strong.
They'll thank you later. But yeah.
You're preemptively walking off all that candy.
That's how I thought about it.
I never thought about it that way. I just thought that my prize was the candy.
So,
I didn't think about
question.
exercise.
Did your parents like monitor your candy intake, or like did you guys
Intake? No. I think because at the end of the day, there was probably at least 1 or 2 times that I probably ate too much and was sick. And I think that was them saying you probably shouldn't eat that much or you're gonna get sick. But at the end of the day, I think, because later on I would end up not eating it all because I was like, I want to save it for days afterwards, especially if we got like a bunch that time around. Did they ever monitor it in the sense of like check for razors?
No, yeah, my parents didn't do that.
Mine never did either, and I always wondered, do they love me? Because they never checked my candy for poison.
They loved you.
And that was always a big thing for some reason.
Well, I was always told, like, if it's already open, just throw it away. Like, don't.
I mean, yeah, that's the main rule, but at the same time, well, okay, did you guys ever go to houses that would give you, like, homemade stuff?
No.
Because we used to have, like, 2 or 3 houses that would do homemade stuff, whether it be, like, a popcorn ball or, like, a custom cookie or something.
I do think I've gotten a few popcorn balls.
No, I never did. They were all candies.
I feel like that's more worrying because it's like they could have poisoned you, because I'm pretty sure that's one of the whole main reasons that even became a thing, because that famous incident where that guy poisoned either some like popcorn balls or some kind of Halloween treat, and he gave them out, and like 12 kids died from poisoning.
But that's so stupid though, because you'll know you're the only house giving out popcorn balls. So if the popcorn ball is poison, then they're gonna go straight to your house. It'd be much easier if you inject something into a I shouldn't say this out loud. Wait a second.
This is Faye telling us how she's going to kill her village children.
No.
She's really
I'm just-
taking that Baba Yaga
I'm
role
just
to the next.
saying that if it's more generic, it'd be easier to hide where the poison's
Well,
coming.
we also used to have like one house occasionally give us fruit. Like you
They
could
just
pick an
aren't fun.
apple.
Ugh.
And I always thought that was the big thing, that they're gonna put a razor blade in your apple, and at the same time I'm thinking, how would you not know? Because how
How?
would they get the razor blade in the apple without you
How
seeing
would they
it?
get the razor in
It's
the
a
apple?
magic trick that
How would
I'm
they do
more
it?
amazed, honestly. But
If you manage to do it, shame on me.
if you manage to
Like,
do it, I'm gonna bite it, chew on the razor blade, and like the middle taste.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, I don't know. We only had a couple of fancy ones that gave like the big candy bars, and
we got a lot of I remember getting quite a few pencils.
I don't think we ever got pencils, but there were some houses that you would avoid because you'd just be like, you're not gonna get anything good there. I hate as a Halloween candy, but also a Halloween candy because I hated getting it on Halloween because I felt like it was a waste of space. Dots.
Oh, I
Ugh.
hated dots.
Hate dots. They don't taste
I
good.
have learned to tolerate them.
That's just because you like
because-
chewing on them.
I do like chewing on them, although I used to really dislike them, but I don't. Maybe it may have been your family, where I got a box of like Christmas dots in like my stocking or whatever. I think
We
it was your
would have
family.
Never
Like,
given those out.
I don't know, but and I was like, I'm gonna eat these, and I ate every single one.
Yeah, but like eating a dot is like the equivalent of chewing on someone's earlobe. It's not even a pleasant experience.
Wait.
If you, I don't like them necessarily.
Earlobe? Wait a second.
Don't let
Is
that hit you now.
nobody going to like mention what he just said?
Don't let that hit you now. Let it pass.
These made weirder comparisons.
Comparisons.
Conspiracy comparisons.
But the flavors are, I feel like, the worst part though, because they don't taste good.
I will say that those Christmas dots were not that bad. I don't remember what flavors they were, but they were actually like decent flavors. You should choose on pipes?
You would.
When am I chewing on pipes?
That's the noise you keep hearing in the bathroom. She's munching on them pipes.
Like the metal bar dropping sound?
It's just in your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just rattling around in there.
You know.
So confused.
Playing my teeth like a
Oh
xylophone.
God. And that's why you have dental problems. But dots, I feel like are the equivalent of like gumdrops, which are very similar to licorice in my mind. Because I don't
That's
like
fair.
licorice.
The gumdrop button.
No. Have you ever chewed a piece of licorice and thought, I want to die? Same. Because it's not good. And I feel like dots evoke that similar licorice taste, where it's like almost like a medicinal bitterness.
Yeah,
that's
I'm not a big fan.
But yeah, anyways, if anyone has learned anything from this, it's that don't buy dots or give them out to kids, or just don't get rid of them. Like, get rid of dots, have a candy corn pumpkin,
No.
throw up, bathe
Fair.
in your favorite orange air spray.
I love how Discord's trying to censor you right now. Because it turns crackly.
And hopefully this Halloween
And he's gone.
Oh, he's gone again. Quiz, we can't hear you.
Hopefully this Halloween.
Quiz, Discord
betcha.
said no.
That's hilarious.
I can't believe Discord is silencing you.
hello.
There you are.
There you are.
You got banned.
I think my mic just suddenly stopped working. I think that's a sign.
Yeah.
That we're calling it.
Your microphone is not happy with
Thank
you.
you all for, maybe it's a Dots fan.
It's a Dutch fan.
Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys have a good Halloween. I'm gonna try. I'm not gonna try. I'm finishing Silent Hill on Wednesday. I'm finishing that fucking stupid game.
What if it takes you 5 hours?
I don't care. I'm getting it over with because it's pissing me off. So that's gonna happen, and then Sarah's not gonna be here this upcoming pod episode. I'll have a guest. You'll figure out who when I do.
Probably day of.
Well, you never know. So see y'all later. Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you. You didn't even do a spooky scream, Faye.